7,000.
Hey folks, we're starting the finals right now. It's Chong Bang and Steve House. I'll be right with you. 1 sec. Oh, I am. I am totally.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the finals of the Roger Estelle One Pocket Tournament. And I'll tell you a little bit about how this happened, starting with the fact that our very, very dear friend and very good player, Roger Estelle, if you knew him, an absolute sweetheart. He was such a good guy, such a good man, Army veteran, played great pool. I can tell you a couple little stories maybe if we got any slow time in this game. But right now I want to bring you the finals between Steve House and Chong Vang. They're both been steady. They both have been put on the ropes a little, but managed to get through their matches, so they're starting fresh. It's 0-0. I can see the ball count, I believe, at 2-2 with, I think Steve has one more, so it's 3-2. 9 balls on the table, that counts right. So Steve's got 4. And Chong's got 2. As Chong patiently awaits, which he is not really that patient a player. When you see him shoot, if you haven't watched Chong Vang hit the ball, you'll realize he's extremely straight. And he can move with the best of them. But the difference between him and Steve is very, very accurate with his cue ball. He was missing balls with me. I got 7th, 5th through 8th. This is a 1 loss. No, yeah, he missed balls with me too. He's been struggling with it. And, you know, it's a little bit muggy in here today. You know, we had a lot of bodies in here. There was 28 players, $1,400 prize money. The payday was 5th through 8th were paid $80. Joey and Reed got 3rd and 4th. And then now they're playing for second place is $400, first place is $750. On a $50 entry, that's not bad. There was nobody that complained about it or didn't like it because it moved. Nobody sat around. Few people waited a little bit. There was one match. We ran it with a 2.5 hour time limit. There was only one match that went over the 2.5 hours, and I said, "Hey, you're the only ones. Go ahead and finish it." It was 2-2. The guy had the break. We let him play. So. Anyway, here comes Chong trying to bring something back to his hole, but it slides by a little too short and ends up too far up the rail for sure. There's no pocket speed on that ball, and I'm not quite sure why there wasn't. And Steve's going to try to just move this cue ball under the 5. He's very methodical.
Very experienced.
And he doesn't lose often. Now he's just going to bring the cue ball back to the bottom rail. This is all get real, very, very, I don't know what the word is. Not boring. These are moves. Chong was trying to, he hit the ball too thin. He didn't, he got a little too much up the ball towards center. Steve's going to, I guess he's going to go ahead and try to bank that. I can't tell what he's shooting at here, folks. I think he's shooting the 10 ball, yeah. So he's just a straight bank. I don't know about that. He has been banking the ball as well, but just as he's got a pocket in front of him where you can see the object ball and the pocket, he's been off just a little bit, which can happen to the best of them. And he's got to be tired too. He's been playing pretty much non-stop. So now Steve doesn't really like to go up table because the game gets pretty long. First game, he'd like to get one on the scoreboard right away, so he went ahead and ran it a little bit. And balls didn't get really particularly tied up. Chong does have a clever little shot here. I don't think he'll look at it, but he could possibly bank that 5 ball. And that would be a pretty creative move. Maybe he's playing the combination. Maybe he's just testing how good he feels right now. So I hope you're all having a great weekend. Home safe. Traveling. Be careful out there. No idea what he's doing here, and I don't know why. I don't know why he would have opened those two balls up. Steve will probably play off the one ball. Maybe bump into that 9. Oh, he's going for the. He's going to the 9. Wow. No, he's going below. It looks to me, and we don't have all our angles. We're waiting on one camera that's been back ordered. We have one angle that would give us a little something. Let me see if I can move over there and see what it'll do. Another view from over there, so I'll leave that camera alive. And nice little shiner there on the back of your head, Joe. Ha! Okay. Yeah, well, you don't see it yet. If I go over here, there's Joey's head. There's Joey. What's up, Joseph? Play good as usual. All right, we're back to action.
That's right, John. Just be patient. Steve's being patient. You be patient.
Little short race to 3. You really want to get on the board right away. Who broke first? Is anybody out there? I'm sorry. Who's in the booth? Jay Miles. This is Bart Mahoney. 28 players, $50 entry, single elimination. Went real well today. We ran a little 2.5 hour time limit and only had one match go over. I was actually waiting for the winner of that match, and there is no winner side here. You know, you're either on the winner side or you're out of the tournament. That's a single elimination. Haven't been many of these tournaments like this, but Terry Stonia ran his Tuesday night race to 4, Monday night race to 4. Single elimination. You know, you got in, you got out. But yeah, and I have Wayne Honda, who's in the booth with me. We're just kind of sitting here enjoying. It's been a rather long day. But I was telling you about the one match that went over on time, and it just so happened that I was the one that was waiting for them. And we went over the rules, that there was a 2.5, and we had a 2.5 hour time limit, and you have a couple different ways to tie, to break a tie. If somebody's winning after 2.5 hours, it's their match, they win. If it's tied, which it happened to be, it was tied. The guy had just won the game. He was racking the balls. The other guy started saying that hey, wait, I thought you were going to call it. I thought I was going to call it. I would have won if you called it. I said, whoa. I said, first of all, I didn't have a timer on you, and I was doing an approximation. Plus, you both were playing pretty darn slow, albeit well. It's 2-2, and the only thing I could do to say, because if I just say, you win, I could easily pick the better of the two players. I'm not going to mention names, of course. So I couldn't do that. And I just said, play the game. I'll wait. And it really didn't. It slowed us down. Maybe one match or two matches got behind 20 minutes or something. But no, it went real well. Oh yeah, Jay, it'd been good to see you too, man. It's a lot of the guys that don't come around as much. Kevin McLaughlin, he's pretty regular on the one pocket players. Sometimes they get a little bit hit and miss for the monthly and the weeklies. This wasn't like a big tournament. This was for our buddy Roger, and a couple big old posters with his mug on them, and man, it's hard it's hard to look at him and not know he's not walking in. You know, it's just the pool world is just, you know, going to have that. You know, we're very, very in close proximity to each other. You know, we see each other a lot, and it's just it's really sad when you lose one of your pool playing pals. You know, but there's not anything in that anybody can do about it other than just you know, figure out a way to deal with it. But Roger was a wonderful, wonderful guy. He was a very, very talented player, but also just a really, really good person. He, you know, was never married. He didn't have children. He spent a life of gambling and hustling. I say hustling. He of course had to make a living at it. One of the stories he told me when we first started getting to know each other, he got to know my wife and I real well. He came to our place, stayed, oh, I don't know how many times, dozens, whenever he comes to Sacramento. But in the 30 years that we hung out together and played pool, you know, you couldn't help but get to know the guy. And so, yeah, I mean, this Roger's story was, you know, he grew up back in Maryland. He ended up spending a little time in Connecticut. He went in the Army when he was 18. He got discharged. He decided he's going to go to sunny California. He knew there were a lot of good players out there. He wanted to go see what the action was like. So he took off. It's just that it took him 25 years to get here because he absolutely played in every bar between here and there that had a pool table and a decent player in the stop. He did not hesitate. There was a fellow that messaged me about Roger and the tournament, and I gave him a call. His name's Bobby Hunt, back in North Carolina, real well known player, gambler, road player, not a hustler, just someone out there doing the best to make ends meet and, you know, having to play pool to get there, you know. And yeah, he said Roger and him, he ran around with him back in the 70s, and they had you know, a pretty successful time together. You know, he said, I really wish I could come out, or I really would have liked to have come out and seen Roger one more time. He was a lot of fun and just a real good guy. He had a bunch of stories, so if you ever hear anything about Roger, you'll be very hard pressed to find anybody that didn't like him. And that's the pool players, the road players, the money players. That's one of the greatest compliments is you make all these stops going across country, and if you can beat them out of their money, and they invite you back, then you did good. If they liked you enough to have you come back again, but you know, oftentimes they get pretty savvy to you, even over a, you know, 4 or 5 year, you know, journey. You're going to probably run out of action in those spots. So I believe Steve won a game.
First game.
And,
He's up 1 game.
I'm just sitting here just yakking.
Zero, all the ball count.
Jay, we ran this tournament too, you know, specifically any tournaments we do out here at the joint. Like I'm going to start up all of our round robin, 8-player round robin tournaments. Those will more than likely be on Saturday. Some of the seniors, you know, they're all retired, so we could run those during the week. A round robin, just everybody plays each other in the tournament, and then whoever's got the best records play the two top players play in the finals, and they take all the dough. But the idea there is just to keep them on Saturdays, non-conflicting. Most one pocket players just have that option, and I don't know how the tournaments are going at the other rooms. I don't get around anymore, so it's good to see everybody back in this back room, though. A lot of people hated to see the seats go, and here you got this beautiful brand new diamond table sitting here with 860 Simonis, which I have found is not as fast as 860 Simonis from before the fire at the Simonis factory. They were just making do with what they could have, but I heard there was something about their one particular machine that really is the one that puts out the premier cloth for the billiard tables, and it's just not as fast. I mean, I hit balls on the day they installed it, and you know, it plays beautifully, very, very nice, but it's not particularly difficult to control. So you know, maybe they have to improve it. Maybe.
Are you comfortable?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I'm gonna step outside, cool down a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, you can turn that on too.
It won't be too loud.
No, not at all. I'm going to turn the AC on for a couple minutes just to cool the box down. Plus, it's not like we got a whole lot of chatting going on. Quite frankly, I'm kind of new to this whole streaming business. John Henderson and I did it for about a year before he. Last year he was around. Actually, the last 2 years before he was gone. And I see right there now, when you shoot a shot like that, Steve knows he's shooting up in the air. He's not shooting his, you know, real solid top speed. So he's kind of trying to make something happen. He's trying to get that 12 ball in a good position. But he, you know, so he kind of took a little bit of a flyer. That cue ball was supposed to just stay over in that side rail, and it didn't, of course. John got one ball out of it. I mean, there's not really a whole lot he can do here other than maybe. Yeah, he wants to. John will size it up and look at it and get down on it, but that's always just kind of a fake pump. It maybe whether or not he even likes what it looks like when he's down on it. I don't know. He might be able. I don't know what he can do here. He kind of let the cue ball go too. And try to play something off that 3 and not come up for the 2 and not scratch. And that could have about not worked out better. See that little slap on the leg there? Good shot, Chong.
Yeah.
Wow. See, now Steve's kicking himself.
What was that? The risk reward. He took the chance.
All Steve had to do was kill that cue ball. But yeah, like Chong didn't really happen. It was a risk and award. Right? Absolutely. But since you asked, and if there is anybody out there, our volume settings okay? I wasn't in here until about an hour and a half ago when Randy had to head out. So I mean, is it sounding okay? Anybody want to say hi? I can talk until Tuesday. It's no problem. But it's also nice to just say hi and see who's out there. Yes, it is one pocket. Sorry, that's not your flavor, but you're seeing some of the best. Although they're not showing much yet. A lot of loose cue balls and already a few missed shots. Steve, the fellow shooting right now, Steve House, otherwise known as the Roofer, big money player. He's playing for little money today. He puts out $50 on his favorite pastime, and Chong, he's a working man with family, wife, and I think 2 girls. And yeah, he'd like to have a little money for himself, because I'm sure a bigger part of his check goes to the family. I don't know, you're saying the best is the freezer, Scott Frost. Yeah, he's darn good, but I'm not sure if you're talking about, well, I suppose you're probably talking about his commentating and his playing. In which case, he's good. I don't know if he's the best. That's kind of a personal opinion. I sure know I'm not, and I'm not trying to be. I'm just helping the Joint Acute kind of get the balls rolling again. Got 28 one-pocket players today. Everybody had a good time. We actually tried out a little single elimination, and we'll see whether or not they, like it the next time we call. So, yeah, but I understand. I think your name's Jonathan Schill. Jonathan, I understand. Everybody. Some people like to play on the big courses, and other people like to play on the small ones. One pocket on the big table is where the biggest games are being played today. So again, Steve's able to make any ball on the table at will. It's just whether or not he's 100%. Today, he's been, he's played some, he beat me 3-1, which was no surprise. Had to get a rail there. The 14 did have a little bump to it.
Talk about the backroom of the Georgians.
Yeah, and then we're also, just so you know where we're at, nobody's asking, that was a great shot right there. We're in Sacramento, California, at one of the oldest pool halls. Well, it is the oldest pool hall on the West Coast. It's called the Joint Acute Billiards, owned and operated by Terry and Sandy Stonier from 1968 until Terry's time ran out on this beautiful earth we live on. And his son David Stonier took over, ran it for about another 10 years after that. David moved up here, great, beautiful, wonderful family. And then he sold it. The people that bought it kind of had some different ideas about what it meant to them, and they were sued by the infamous Scott Johnson, the attorney that spends his life in a wheelchair and goes around and gives notice that you're not ADA compliant. And if he gives you 3 non-compliant notices, he by law can fine you and charge you $5,000 for making him do that. So he runs around and gives the notices, and I understand. You're in a wheelchair, I get it. It's you got to have the facilities that are able to do it. Some towns can. Some towns weren't able to retrofit. I'm a retired building contractor. I was actually quite capable of handling any of the ADA problems that they had here. So that's what happened. We found somebody found the owner, said that they wanted to buy it. It was about 2.5, almost 3 years that it was closed. But Katie and Sean DeMonte, young couple living in the Bay Area, they grew up here. They loved this room. Even Sean said, "Hey, you ever want to sell this room? I'll buy it." Well, he did. He ended up buying it and put a ton of money in it. It is absolutely very nostalgic and reminiscent of its golden years. Steve's 2-0. This is going to wrap up soon if Chung don't slow Mr. House down. Yeah, that's what Steve does. He keeps locking you up, and if you're not careful, he'll run out and you didn't even know was coming. But we got all the permits, we got everything cleared in the courts, everything went through great. Took about 7 months of work and patience with, the bureaucracies the red tape you deal with out here in sunny California, which is about all that's left of, it's desirable. It's very, very expensive to live out here. I know we leave the country on, expenses. So you make a ball in the break. If you're not a one-pocket player, that just means you got to re-rack, because it's a huge advantage to make a ball. The break itself is a huge advantage. It used to be you could make the ball and just keep shooting. Guys would just run out. Chong wouldn't want to go down like that. He's already over hitting a few practice balls on another table, just trying to zero back in, because he won his first 4 matches just like Steve, so he earned his, played some good players too, not by all them, so now he's got his hands full trying to come back 3 games like Steve, but we'll see. Are you comfortable? I'm fine, it's a little noisy. Chung had a shot like that came out earlier where he was really trapped on a 3 ball. And he got it to lay down in underneath or even tick it off the 3 and then tick it off the 2. But he just got a pretty nice little roll there. But these balls, when you're breaking, see, everything is advantage Steve. Sure, the strategy here, I will. Thanks, Jonathan. I get to rambling, but it's been a long day, and when you gotta talk in the mic, it seems to just kind of start running. Strategy here is to get rid of that 12 ball. He's probably going to put the cue ball in the stack, protecting these balls that are over by his pocket, primarily the 7 ball. Chong is going to play off that 10 ball. He's going to draw back somewhere near that 15. And move something on his side of the table. See, he didn't get it far enough. Now Steve can bank that ball, which if he makes the bank, and he is a heck of a banker.
And with the cue ball back.
Cue ball's going to go around the table and probably end up in the middle of the table, and he'll be shooting that 7 ball. He might try to just straight draw it back up to get the 13. He can't really go into the stack and open anything else up. However, that 11-5 looks pretty healthy, and then he did go into it. He's got some room now, so Chong might be in trouble. Make the 13. He's going to try to kind of get out wide and maybe shoot that 3 ball next. And he tried to hold it close, and he did. He was able to hold a lot closer than I thought he could. Absolutely, Jonathan. That's the whole objective, and I should have said even more about it. It's you have the 2 pockets that you shoot in. Right now, Steve is shooting in your screen that you're watching on the screen is the bottom right-hand corner, and then Chong's is the top right-hand corner. And he's moving balls to his pocket, strictly positioning them, and then getting the cue ball, which doesn't allow Chong to get anything. So Chong's gonna have to probably do something. He's gonna try to bank this 11 ball to his hole, back to that up top. If he gets by it and he makes it, and he doesn't, right away, game's over. For all practical purposes,
At this level.
Steve will make the 3. He can come over for the 9. He could even shoot the 15 if you just wanted to get it out of the way. I don't think he's got too much angle. I can't see that 9 ball.
Yes, you can.
And yes, moving balls to your side of the table. And then, now see there, he banged into that 8. If he wanted to go around that, he didn't want to touch the 8. He had a nice angle to go by the 8. He would have shot it next. He's going to go ahead and just shoot the 5 in. Now, this is the types of shots he's been missing today, though. And he scratched.
Boy.
So, no, he didn't. Wow. Wow. Now, so Steve needs one ball. Chong needs all of them. And if he wins this game, he's done something. I can tell Chong's talking. Chong never talks unless he's feeling a little bit defeated early. Get a bump on that 8 ball. And then yes, to win the game, you have to legally pocket 8 balls, the majority of the rack, 8 balls in your pocket. So the score can go 7-7. There's still 1 ball on the table, and then you just chase it around until somebody makes it. So Steve's just toying with Chong right now. Chong has no choice but to shoot. Steve's got, there's 7 balls on the table, and that's the match. So congratulations, Steve House, on a well-played tournament, as everybody would have expected. He was the crowd favorite. Correct. After you get over half the balls on the table, you get 8 balls out of the 15, you win the game. And now he's just going to make a couple. Oh, Chung had a ball. So that's it. And we got done at 9 o'clock. So we got to go back and figure out just exactly how we can improve on this. It's kind of hard to do that, though. You come in, you play an 8-hour tournament. You pay $50. 28 guys played hard. Spent most of the time in this beautiful back room, which it is beautiful. There was no complaints that I know about, and but as pool players go, I'm sure I'll get some feedback, which is what I want. The one thing I did say today in the players meeting, I believe it resonated with the players, but was that you go to tournaments and you put your hard-earned money up. All these pros do, everybody does. But I've got a ton of time out there in these tournaments and traveling, and a lot more, than most people that work for a living. But I do know you have to hear from your players, and you have to do what they like. And if they like it, you're going to grow the sport. If we don't like it, we're going to kill the sport. So good luck, everybody. Congratulations to Steve House for winning the Roger Estelle One Pocket Tournament. Chong Bang played a heck of a tournament. They both won 4 matches. And we're now just going to pass out the money to them and get on with the evening and go to church tomorrow. So anyway, guys, gals, we'll be back. We'll be better. And we hope to see you then. Thanks a lot, everybody.